In the complex geopolitical landscape of 2025, the quest for peace in Ukraine remains fraught with challenges, a reality that former President Donald Trump seems to have underestimated. Despite his assertive claims during his tenure about swiftly resolving conflicts, the ongoing strife in Ukraine highlights the multifaceted nature of international diplomacy and the limits of simple solutions. As the war enters a new phase, recent developments have underscored the entrenched positions of both Ukraine and Russia. Following a series of negotiations, it has become evident that achieving a comprehensive peace agreement is far more complicated than anticipated. Analysts point to the deep-seated historical grievances, national identities, and strategic interests at play. The situation in Ukraine is a reflection of broader geopolitical tensions that cannot be resolved overnight, noted Dr. Anna Petrova, leading expert on Eastern European politics. The Biden administration, while supporting Ukraine militarily and economically, has faced criticism for not engaging in more robust negotiations. The complexities of the war have been exacerbated by Russia's persistent refusal to back down, coupled with its strategic use of misinformation and cyber warfare tactics. Data from the Ukrainian government indicate that civilian casualties have continued to rise, making the urgency for a resolution more pressing than ever. Recent reports suggest that over 15,000 civilians have lost their lives since the conflict reignited, serving as a grim reminder of the human cost of war. Trump's earlier assertions about achieving peace through personal diplomacy have come under scrutiny as well. Many experts argue that his approach oversimplified a situation that is inherently multifaceted. Peace in Ukraine requires a coalition of nations committed to a long-term strategy, not just a charismatic leader with soundbites, said political analyst Mark Thompson. This sentiment reflects a growing consensus that success hinges not on individual efforts but on collective international will. Moreover, the implications of a prolonged conflict extend beyond Eastern Europe. Countries across the globe are feeling the ramifications of disrupted supply chains and rising energy prices, especially in Europe, which has become increasingly reliant on alternative energy sources due to the crisis. The International Energy Agency (IEA) recently reported a 30% increase in natural gas prices, which can be directly linked to the instability in Ukraine and Russia's position in global markets. Looking ahead, the path to peace remains uncertain. Continued military support for Ukraine is likely, as is a call for more extensive diplomatic efforts that include not only European allies but also major global players like China and India. As the international community grapples with the realities of this protracted conflict, the lessons learned from the current situation will undoubtedly shape future diplomatic strategies. In this fraught landscape, the hope for peace in Ukraine serves as a critical reminder of the complex interplay of national interests, historical contexts, and the need for committed international cooperation. As the situation evolves, it will be essential to observe how these dynamics unfold and whether a viable path towards peace can materialize amidst the ongoing challenges. The world watches and waits with the stakes higher than ever. Elon Musk, the enigmatic billionaire known for his ventures in space travel, electric vehicles, and social media, is shifting gears once again. After a period marked by political engagement on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, Musk is refocusing his efforts on business as he navigates the complexities of both technology and public discourse. Observers note that this transition comes at a time when the landscape of social media and its intersection with politics remains fraught with challenges and opportunities. In recent months, Musk's political commentary on X has become less prominent. Instead, he is channeling his energy into his companies, particularly Tesla and SpaceX, as they face increasing competition and regulatory scrutiny. His decision to step back from the political arena has led to speculation about the motivations behind this shift. According to industry analysts, Musk appears to be prioritizing the future of his businesses, which are critical not just to his personal fortune but also to the broader tech ecosystem. This pivot to business comes amid a backdrop of economic uncertainty and evolving consumer preferences. Tesla, for instance, is navigating a market where electric vehicles are becoming mainstream, yet competition from both traditional automakers and new startups is intensifying. The company's recent price cuts and expansion of its product line signal a strategic response to these pressures. Musk's ability to adapt is one of his greatest strengths, noted an automotive expert. He knows that in this industry staying ahead means constantly innovating and responding to market shifts. At the same time, the influence of tech leaders like Musk on public policy is under scrutiny. His initial foray into political discourse on X sparked debates about the responsibilities of social media platforms and the figures who command significant followings. As Musk retreats from this role, many are left to ponder the implications for public engagement on digital platforms. Some experts argue that his disengagement could lead to a less polarized environment, while others fear it may allow misinformation to proliferate unchecked. Musk's return to business also raises questions about the future of X itself. Once a significant player in the political dialogue, the platform has struggled with user retention and monetization strategies in the wake of its ownership change. Analysts are observing how Musk's renewed focus on business will influence X's trajectory. If Musk can reinvigorate X by applying the same innovative spirit he brings to Tesla and SpaceX, it could redefine how we engage with social media, remarked a digital marketing strategist. As Musk continues to steer his ventures back on course, the tech world watches closely. The interplay between technology, business, and politics remains a dynamic arena, and Musk's next moves could shape the future of not only his companies but also the broader tech landscape. With the stakes higher than ever, the question remains: how will Musk leverage his influence as he prioritizes business over politics in an increasingly complex digital world? The answers may unfold in the coming months as he attempts to balance innovation with the challenges of leadership in a rapidly evolving industry. In a significant shift for the healthcare technology sector, Medtronic, a leading global medical device company, has announced its intention to separate its diabetes business from its broader operations. This strategic move, reported by the Wall Street Journal, indicates a growing trend among large corporations to streamline their portfolios and focus on core competencies, particularly in the face of evolving market dynamics and increasing competition. The decision comes as Medtronic has faced challenges in its diabetes segment, including heightened competition from newer entrants in the market and pressure to innovate rapidly. According to company insiders, the separation aims to allow the diabetes business to operate with greater agility and focus, potentially unlocking new growth opportunities that have been difficult to pursue within the larger corporate structure. Medtronic's chief executive officer Jeff Martha expressed optimism about the future of the diabetes division, stating, "By spinning off our diabetes business, we can sharpen our focus and enhance our ability to innovate for patients." The global diabetes care market is anticipated to grow significantly in the coming years, driven by increasing prevalence of diabetes and the rising demand for advanced care solutions. Analysts predict that this separation could allow the newly formed entity to attract more investment, thereby accelerating research and development initiatives focused on cutting-edge technologies, such as insulin delivery systems and continuous glucose monitors. This decision is not unprecedented within the industry. Other healthcare giants have undertaken similar strategies as they sought to enhance shareholder value and concentrate on high-growth areas. For instance, companies like Johnson & Johnson and Abbott Laboratories have divested non-core segments to streamline operations and improve financial performance. Medtronic's move aligns with this evolving landscape, reflecting a broader trend of specialization in an industry that demands rapid technological advancements and patient-centric solutions. Investors are closely monitoring this development, particularly in light of Medtronic's recent financial performance. The company has experienced fluctuations in its stock price, with analysts suggesting that the separation could ultimately lead to a more favorable valuation for both the parent company and the diabetes division. Market observers are keen to see how this transition unfolds, especially as Medtronic aims to maintain its leadership position in the diabetes market amid increasing competition from both established players and innovative startups. As Medtronic embarks on this new chapter, the implications for the diabetes care landscape could be profound. The separation not only positions the diabetes business to pursue tailored strategies but also signals to the market that Medtronic is committed to enhancing its focus on diabetes management solutions. Future developments will be closely watched as stakeholders anticipate the potential for enhanced innovation, improved patient outcomes, and ultimately a revitalization of Medtronic's diabetes business. The healthcare industry will be watching closely to see how this separation unfolds and what it means for the future of diabetes care technology in a landscape increasingly defined by fiscal challenges and geopolitical tensions. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has issued a stark warning to the United States regarding its growing budget deficit. As the ongoing debate surrounding potential tax cuts proposed by former President Donald Trump continues to unfold, concerns about escalating national debt are reaching a crescendo. This situation not only raises alarm bells among economists but also signals potential ramifications for global markets. During a recent economic review, the IMF underscored the urgency for the U.S. government to take decisive action to rein in its deficit. The trajectory of the U.S. deficit poses significant risks not just to the domestic economy but to global financial stability, the IMF stated. With the national debt surpassing $30 trillion, the fund's call for fiscal responsibility has never been more pressing. The proposed tax cuts, which aim to stimulate economic growth, could further exacerbate the deficit if not paired with corresponding spending cuts or revenue increases, a concern echoed by several financial analysts. The IMF's warning comes at a time when many are questioning the long-term viability of such fiscal policies. According to estimates by the Congressional Budget Office, the deficit could exceed $1.5 trillion annually if the tax cuts are implemented without offsetting measures. This scenario would likely lead to higher interest rates, reduced public investment, and a potential crowding out of private sector growth. If the government does not act to control spending, we could be looking at a crisis that reverberates beyond American borders, cautioned Eric Rosengren, former president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. In parallel, reactions from the business community have been mixed. While some sectors advocate for the tax cuts as a means to invigorate economic activity, others express concern about the implications for fiscal health. We need to ensure that any tax reform is sustainable and doesn't compromise our long-term economic stability, remarked a spokesperson for the National Association of Manufacturers. In a separate but related development, Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, recently criticized U.S. restrictions on chip exports to China, labeling them a failure. Huang's remarks highlight the intricate web of technological and economic interdependence that characterizes U.S.-China relations. As the world's largest semiconductor market, China's growth trajectory is crucial for American tech firms. Huang emphasized restricting access to China will only serve to stifle innovation and growth in the long run. The intersection of fiscal policy and global technology dynamics underscores a broader trend: the increasing complexity of decision-making in an interconnected world. As governments grapple with the implications of domestic policies on international relations, the need for a balanced approach becomes paramount. Looking ahead, the implications of the IMF's warnings and the ongoing discourse surrounding tax reforms will likely dominate discussions in Washington and beyond. The potential for financial markets to react to shifts in U.S. policy is significant, and stakeholders across various sectors will be watching closely. With the 2026 elections on the horizon and economic pressures mounting, the decisions made today will undoubtedly shape the future landscape of both the U.S. economy and its role on the global stage. The urgency for sound fiscal management and strategic international engagement has never been clearer, setting the stage for a pivotal period in economic history. In the heart of Indiana, a unique story unfolds among the trees where two twins, Derek and Quinton, have chosen a life steeped in nature, away from the noise of modern civilization. Their remarkable journey, beautifully captured through the lens of acclaimed photographer Robin Dupuis, showcases themes of companionship, resilience, and the search for identity in an increasingly disconnected world. The twins, now in their early 20s, decided to live off the grid following a childhood filled with conventional expectations and societal pressures. Their choice to dwell in the woods reflects a longing for simplicity and authenticity that many individuals today grapple with. Dupuy's photography encapsulates this sentiment, presenting hauntingly vivid images that not only depict the twins' daily lives but also evoke a sense of nostalgia for a more primal existence. Dupuy, who has gained recognition for her ability to tell profound stories through imagery, stated, "What struck me most about Derek and Quentin was their unwavering bond. They have created a universe uniquely theirs, reflecting a deep connection to each other and the environment." Her attention to detail and composition has turned their life into a visual narrative that resonates with audiences far beyond Indiana. While the twins experience the joys of nature, hiking, foraging, and observing wildlife, they also confront significant challenges. The harsh realities of living in the woods include dealing with the elements and the isolation that can accompany such a lifestyle. Yet these difficulties have only strengthened their resolve and their bond. Derek noted, "Every challenge we face is just another adventure. We learn and grow together, and that's what makes it worthwhile." As the twins' story gains traction, it raises broader questions about modern living and the increasing appeal of off-grid lifestyles. In a world dominated by technology and urbanization, many are finding solace in nature, seeking to disconnect from the relentless pace of contemporary life. This trend highlights a profound shift in values where mental health and well-being take precedence over material success. Moreover, the twins' journey mirrors a growing societal movement towards sustainability and environmental consciousness. Their commitment to living in harmony with nature serves as a reminder of the importance of preserving the world around us. Experts suggest that such narratives could inspire a new generation to reconsider their relationship with the environment and the impact of their choices. As Robin Dupuy continues to exhibit her work, the narrative of Derek and Quentin is poised to inspire countless others. It challenges viewers to reflect on their own lives and consider what truly matters: connection, authenticity, and the pursuit of happiness in whatever form it may take. The twins' story is not just a tale of survival, it is a testament to the enduring power of human connection in the face of adversity. Looking ahead, one can only speculate how this narrative will evolve. Will Derek and Quentin remain in the woods, or will they find a way to integrate their experiences into a broader context? As society grapples with the consequences of climate change and technological advancement, stories like theirs will undoubtedly play a crucial role in shaping conversations about how we live, connect, and ultimately thrive in a world that is both beautiful and challenging. In an alarming revelation that underscores the growing complexity of international espionage, recent reports indicate that Russian intelligence has been utilizing Brazil as a strategic location to develop deep cover spies. This development, reported by the New York Times, highlights a broader trend in how geopolitical tensions are influencing intelligence operations and the intricacies of global security. The investigation suggests that Russia has been leveraging Brazil's geographical and political landscape to cultivate operatives who can integrate seamlessly into local society. These operatives are ostensibly tasked with gathering intelligence not only on Brazil but potentially on other nations in the region, particularly those aligned with Western interests. The Brazilian government, once a perceived ally for Russia, may now find itself at the center of a web of espionage that could strain diplomatic relations. One of the critical aspects of this operation is the choice of Brazil as a staging ground. With its vast territory, diverse demographics, and complex political environment, Brazil presents an ideal backdrop for covert operations. Experts note that the ability to blend in among the local population is crucial for intelligence-gathering missions. The more embedded a spy is within a society, the more valuable the information they can procure, said a former intelligence officer, shedding light on the strategic rationale behind this approach. This revelation comes at a time when Brazil is navigating its own political challenges with a government that has shown signs of shifting alliances. The potential infiltration of Russian spies might exacerbate tensions within Brazil, especially among factions that are wary of foreign influence. The implications extend beyond Brazil's borders as countries in Latin America may need to reassess their security protocols in response to this heightened espionage activity. The ramifications of such operations are profound. If confirmed, this could signify a new era in which nations must contend with the reality that traditional diplomatic norms are being overshadowed by aggressive intelligence strategies. In a world where information is power, the ability to monitor and influence political landscapes clandestinely can provide significant advantages. As geopolitical dynamics continue to evolve, the international community will be closely watching Brazil's response to these developments. The country may need to bolster its intelligence capabilities and tighten security measures to counteract the potential threats posed by foreign spies operating under the radar. Looking ahead, the intersection of technology and espionage is likely to play a pivotal role in how nations conduct surveillance and counter-surveillance. As countries increasingly rely on digital tools for intelligence gathering, the nature of espionage may shift even further, making it imperative for governments to remain vigilant. The fallout from this situation in Brazil could serve as a cautionary tale for nations worldwide, emphasizing the need for robust intelligence frameworks in an era where traditional alliances are frequently tested. The coming months will be crucial for Brazil as it navigates these treacherous waters, and the outcomes may well set the tone for international relations in the region for years to come.